My name is Inko. I'm working as a manga artist and living in the UK for nearly 12 years now. Okay, I'd like to introduce one of my works. It's called The Barefoot Pilgrim, which is a collaboration work with the artist called David Brandy. Okay, first time I heard about this one project, I got the email from David Brand himself, who is a modern artist who making lots of short films and installation art. And then this comic particularly is based on one of his short films. So this is one of the series he did. And then comic adaptation, he needs someone artist to draw that out for him. He asked me to do anything I want as long as this is adaptation of the originated film. So I did have a quite fun to explore how to adapt video work into manga comic. So I can show some sample pages. This is the cover art, by the way. Then, if you see here, I cut off some of the scenes from the videos, and then so you can see I switch back and forth of the himself. These are David Brown himself, but some of the other characters coming out, and then James Brown's lyrics coming out. And then this is just a short story how David Brandy becomes the barefoot lone pilgrim. So this is called the origin, how he become this character. And this is a completely made up character by him, but this character, I can say, embrace everything he wants to be. So this is his ideal himself, and then this ideal himself goes on the journey, and then the people who watch his film and his comics, having a journey with him about exploring the world with this particular character. I'm particularly really interested in Japanese traditional work, which is personification of the inanimate objects. This is still very popular to do into the manga or illustration style in Japanese comics and manga. And then this one is a Trans Europe Express, which is a train used to be in around the Germany and France. So I personificated the train into the human being, and this is one of my very good example of my art style. It's not only this one, but also I did also fan art of the personification of country, nations, China and Russia. And then you can see several different ones like winter and spring, and this these are things particularly I guess it is a good example to express my own work. And then of course you can see some of the works that's not just illustration but comic works. You can see that it's a bit more dark and then slightly more realistic than you can think of Pokemons or the other styles. So these are, more like my works. Of course, there is a very, very direct connection between Japanese traditional art and manga nowadays. And because it's not just the style is very similar, this is my own work based on the Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream. But I try to refer lots of the traditional Japanese woodcut printings of 200 years ago. And that still works so well because that has got the really origin of the nowadays Japanese manga, simple lines and then very, I can say, exaggerated perspectives, and then it's quite simple and flat. But at the same time, you see the depths, and then you see the very three-dimensional dynamics still, and then also it's really good consistency of the how the characters appear, and then the pace, and then you can see that some of the styles really close to the like a Hokusai or Utamaro. That's you can pick lots of very common things between them, and it's nearly 200 years, 150 years apart. But if you study well both of the visuals, you can immediately notice the connections, there's tons of connections there.